does, which is just enough in these frames. Well, yeah, he obviously thought he did deviate earlier, but anyway, that's all in the past because he's won the frame and he's halfway towards a meeting with Judd Trump in the last 16 of the Shanghai Masters. Mark Williams leads Wang Xinbo 3-0. Now, on the other table, Tom Ford, Si Jiahui. It was 2-0 to Si Jiahui, made breaks of 60 and 1-3-1. Tom Ford's made a 57 in frame 3, which he dominated, so 2-1. Yeah, Tom Ford worked a long time to get in the top 16. Of course, was runner-up here in China in the International Championship last season. So he'll be relishing the opportunity to play in a big tournament like this. Jack Jones as well, we'll be seeing him, of course, the World Championship runner-up. A couple of months back, he'll be in action as well in this event. So it's a big prize if you can get in that top 16. Get invited into events like this. This is really, I suppose, it's the equivalent of the Masters in China with some local wildcards as well. But it has that real feeling of prestige about it. You can watch Ford and Si live, of course, on Discovery Plus. Yeah, Williams made that miracle clearance against Tom Ford, didn't he, in the Tour Championship. First round and went on to win the tournament.
Frame 4.
Yeah,
Mark
that
Williams
clearance that Mark made against Tom was outrageous, wasn't it?
So Mark Williams breaking off here in frame 4. He leads 3-0. This is the last frame before the interval. As I say, it's one-sided in terms of the scoreline, but Wang has had some chances. She's yet to really put anything substantial together and needs to obviously do that soon.
Yeah, you know, only 16 years of age. This is a big moment for him, a big day for him. We've mentioned he's played in a couple of World Snooker Tour events so far. He's had some big scalps. Beat Matthew Selt, Ben Wollaston last season in 2 of the China events as a wild card. So he can obviously play the game, but being out there under the lights, it's a completely different game, I can assure you. The whole occasion, you know, the rigging, the lighting, the sounds, the crowd, everything around you plays a part into how you perform out there, and it's been a difficult morning so far, shall we say, for Wang. Struggled to really get anything going. Not very often you see that at his cue there. Just got a little view of it. There was a signature on the side of his cue. I wonder if it was Mark's.
Well, speaking of Q, Sean Murphy took a day to get his, didn't it, through the airport. Thankfully, he's been reunited. It's always the thing when players go to places like China, that anxious wait for the cues to appear.
Yeah, you're not bothered if your case of clothes doesn't turn up. As long as your cue gets there, that's all that matters. Twitchy moments at the airport for sure. So the safety shot from Wang. It was a tough one, bridging over the green. He's pushed a red on the left corner for Mark. This the sort of shot that he usually knocks in. Quite surprised to see Mark miss that hand on table. Yeah, that's a big let-off actually, because That really was a shot that Mark Williams should be knocking in.
One.
So just needs to trickle this black along the cushion. Doesn't want to play this with too much pace. Try and find the gap between the black on its spot and the pack of reds. Well, chose to play a little cannon and he's played it well. Confidently played. They're never easy, them down the rail. Made fractionally easier
8.
on the first couple of days of play. The new cloths. That type of shot is more inviting.
Nine.
It's just a bit stop-start, isn't it, for Wang at the minute? He seems to play one or two good shots and then a couple of shots later finds himself in a position where he's just having to play another recovery shot.
Yeah, he's quite a considered player, isn't he, for a youngster? You know, he's not rushing around the table here by any means. But as you say, it's not all been straightforward. According to the scoring system, his average shot time is 36 seconds, whereas
16.
Williams is down at 16. But obviously, he's not made any breaks yet.
Yeah, that's it. When you're scoring, your shot time
17.
naturally comes down, doesn't it? But just getting in it just seems hard work at the minute for Wang. He's really sort of battling to find his cue ball and find his way out there in the arena. It's really important that he tries to find that nice rhythm out there. Just get into a bit of a flow of things, let things just flow.
24.
It's very easy to overthink out there in the arena. Yeah, nicely played. That was an aggressive shot. He's got a shot at the black here. So the reason he doesn't like the black is that red closest to the cue ball is just hampering him slightly as a left-hander. So choosing to play the pink round the angles into the middle.
Ball, 25.
Yeah, it just felt like it was going to come to an end soon, that break, didn't it? Just slowly started to run out of position there. Oh, disaster. He's left the plant in the middle of the pack, and Mark Williams straight away taking the chance to play the aggressive shot.
Yeah, one shot has brought everything into the open here.
3.
It's 2-2 between Tom Ford and Sejol Wee. Ford's come back well there. He was 2-0 down. Didn't make much in the first couple, but has hit back well. Bit of noise I think it's people leaving the arena from the other table, but it's a good problem to have. I mentioned earlier the lockdown events where there was no audience at all.
Yeah, it seems a distant memory, doesn't it? That season we spent in Milton Keynes competing in all the events. What a strange time that was. It's incredible now to be back out in the arenas, playing in front of these crowds, you know, in these big events. It's what the game's all about, isn't it? Become global, travelling the world.
Well, it was quite an inventive shot he played. He just didn't quite get the cannon he was looking for.
Yeah, and it was a shot that he didn't have to play, that Mark Williams. Possibly just took a chance. Chance too far there. Obviously trying to play the big shot to open things up and make it a frame-winning chance.
So Wang didn't lose the frame from the plant, but he still, you kind of feel he's just holding on at the minute. If he could, though, get in and get his first frame, he's got something to build on at the interval.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, to be fair. He is just holding on. He's probably got a couple of fingers just holding on at the minute because Mark Williams is just slowly starting to turn the screw. This frame is massive. If Wang can win this and go into the interval at 3-1, he's still got a chance at 4-0. I think he's out. It's very, very tough to come back from a 4-0 deficit against anyone. Never mind one of the greats of our game. Well, he's had a result there. Cue ball cannoning back to the baulk area. Sometimes you just need that little bit of run as well out there against the best players. You got to take it while you get it. I know exactly the emotions and the feelings that he must be going through. Wang, one of my first games in a Triple Crown event was in the UK Championship. The first year I turned professional back in 2014, I played Mark Williams at the Barbican, and it was just a momentous occasion, or it felt that way until I was out there in the arena just watching Mark clear up.
Yeah, it's a big step up, obviously, from the amateur game, the junior game here in China, although they have a lot of tournaments, so you know, you used to play in tournament snooker. I remember Ken Doherty saying when he first qualified for the Crucible, he played Steve Davis. Of course, he'd grown up watching, and he said he was 4-0 down at the interval. He said, I realised I spent all 4 frames just watching Steve. And I had to sort of snap out of that and play the actual game.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? That's all part and parcel of, you know, becoming a professional snooker player. At the end of the day, you're going to come up against these types of players, the people you've grown up watching and admiring. But now they're here to try and beat you, and it's your job to try and beat them, of course. So you've got to try and stand up to that, be brave.
Well, Mark Williams keeps going for long reds. He's not getting them, though. So maybe some sort of chance here.
Yeah, the black is available to right corner. He can play on it now. Ideally wants that back on its spot as quickly as possible. But the reds are nicely spread, aren't they?
1. Eight. Nine.
Well, can he just keep things simple here, not overcomplicate it, and get his first frame?
Yeah, this is his chance to steady the ship. There's enough reds in open play here for Wang. He's just got to stay in control of himself. They're not going in clean, are they? Just keeps asking himself a
16.
question, which is the last thing he wants to do out there, under pressure. Wants to try and keep it as straightforward as possible.
Yes, it feels like every shot is sort of an event right now. He's not in a great flow.
Yeah, that's a nice recovery shot, because you're right. That's again a good way of putting it, because he's not sort of filling me with any confidence. So I can only imagine what he must be feeling. He's very indecisive over his shot selections, a little bit pedestrian out there, just sort of getting in the way of himself, I think, at the moment.
24.
But he's still at the table, and he's still got the chance to take this frame before the mid-session interval, and it's a very big frame now.
25.
Yeah, because when Williams got him with that plant, he split everything. He looked a good thing to make it 4-0. He's tried to get in a couple of times since without any success. So 48 in front.
Sorry.
Not much more to do here. A couple more pots. Just be careful of that bow tie.
Yeah, and switching hands as well to right-handed for this shot. Yeah, nicely done. Well played.
31.
Yeah, so this should be the ball that wins him his first frame, and he'll have something to build on as they go off to the mid-session interval. It's very hard playing Mark Williams, whoever you are, whether you're a 16-year-old wildcard or whether you're on the tour. He's a formidable
36.
opponent, but Wang at least has won this frame now. Just make sure of this red to stop any playing on for snookers.
37.
Yeah, and at any level as well, you need a little bit of help from your opponent, particularly in moments like this where it's a new occasion for him. You know, he's going to need some help from Mark Williams, and this frame he certainly had that. A couple of long reds from Mark have gone astray, and Wang has just been able to pick them off. Okay, it's not been a clear-cut run to the line in this frame, but he has won the frame, and that's all that matters.
42. 43.
Whatever happens today, there'll be plenty to build on, of course, going forward. He's had a taste of the big time here. May well get into a few of the ranking events as well as a wild card, so be rubbing shoulders potentially with some of the other tour players in the months to come. But it is Mark Williams who is in control of the match at 3-1. Dominated the first frame. Wang's had chances since, didn't take them until that fourth frame, and he is on the scoreboard. And remember, it's best of 11, so there's still plenty of time yet for this to turn around. The main thing is he's got a frame. Williams leads 3-1. So they'll be off for a 15-minute interval, and just to confirm, Tom Ford and Si Jiawei also at their interval 2-2. You can watch that, of course, on Discovery Plus when they return. So we launch the new snooker season here on Eurosport with the Shanghai Masters. Promises to be a very exciting week. We have had one tournament, the Championship League, but the players in general refreshed and ready to go for another year of snooker. So Williams 3-1, and the players will return in 15 minutes for more. Now, I mentioned we've had a tournament. It was won actually by Ali Carter, the Championship League, the first ranking event of the season. And he was in action earlier on. He was playing Lei Q, who is another wild card. And again, Carter would have been a heavy favourite here. And we can just show you how it concluded. He made breaks of 63, 76 in taking a 5-0 lead. Frame 4 was close. And here we are in the last frame. Yeah, he was pleased to win that Championship League because he'd come up close a couple of times last season. Runner-up at the Wuhan Open and, of course, the Masters. He's a former winner of this Shanghai Masters back in 2010 as a ranking tournament. I was watching his interview with Stephen Hendry on Stephen's YouTube channel, and they went up in a plane, which I'm not sure Hendry was too sure about. But anyway, Ali, of course, as we know, is a qualified pilot.
Yeah, and he played well in Championship League, didn't he? And it's just a great start to your season to get that first one under your belt. He played a lot of snooker as well over in Leicester at the Mattioli Arena. We was there throughout all of it, and there was a number of times where you thought maybe Ali's name is on this trophy. He should have been out in phase 1, sorry, to Jing Zihao. Managed to battle through and eventually beating Jackson Page in the final there. So he'll be coming here full of confidence. He's booked his place in the Champion of Champions for this season. This is another good chance for Ali Carter to have a good run in a big event.
Yeah, Ding Junhui next, so obviously that'll be a big occasion tomorrow here in Shanghai.
Yeah, I watched that episode actually with Ali Carter and Stephen Hendry as well, and it was very good, wasn't it? And, I think Ali gets a bit of bad rap at times. I think having met him a few times on the tour and listening to him, the battles that he's had to go through, not just on the snooker table but away from it, it's very commendable, isn't it?
We're watching Ali Carter here against Lei Q from earlier on, and Carter 5-0 up and just looking to put the match away. It's one of these matches, of course, he's expected to win, but you've still got to be professional and just play the game the right way, which is what he's doing. He's had a couple of half centuries along the way. Conditions do look good. You're never quite sure. As I say, it's a different time of year to last year. And it's also a different venue. Yeah, I thought he played great at the Masters. I thought arguably he was the best player, obviously, until that final session where Ronnie O'Sullivan, in front of the big London crowd, turned it on. Big disappointment, I think, for Carter not to get the win there, because he actually set a record for centuries as he goes into the Reds here.
Yeah, and I suppose some of the most frustrating thing for Ali Carter is that in some of his biggest finals, he's come up against the greatest player of all time, hasn't he? You know, it's no easy task to beat Ronnie at any occasion, but in a big final, you're massively up against it.
Well, he lives every moment, and he wasn't too happy with that shot. So 42, yeah, you could see he wasn't happy where he'd left the cue ball.
Yeah, and Carter again showing us why he's one of the best in the game. Under no pressure there from the safety shot. Big target in behind the yellow, and he's found it. Reds are spread far and wide. 42 points down, 5-0 down. Not a nice place to be.
No, this could very easily be his last shot. Well, quite often with that shot, you see the player's a bit conservative on the first attempt. So he's got to make a slight adjustment if he's going to play it the same way. Doesn't want to look. It doesn't look too friendly, does it? Let's be honest.
No, because even if he misses the two reds just above the black and catches the one nearest to the pink spot, he could easily catch that two full and leave Ali bang in them. So, well, he's somehow gone through the reds there. Has he caught the one on the way back?
Well, Carter didn't look too impressed, but it seems he's on this red, so all is well for him. 46 in front, another chance to get it won.
Yeah, big match coming up for Ali Carter in the next round. Takes on Ding Junhui. Greatest Chinese player we've seen. And he always brings in the crowds, doesn't he? And that'll be a big, big night. He's not happy about something, is he, Ali Carter?
Yeah, he was a bit straight, but he's 5-0 up and 50-odd in front, so he's not under huge pressure, really. Just a matter of getting over the line now, which he's surely going to do here. Yeah, it'd be a great match that against Ding. As you say, great atmosphere, but also Carter, he's so competitive, you know, you can see how much it means to him every shot.
Yeah, and he'll love that, won't he, to take on Ding in his own backyard. That's the sort of occasion that the captain can really get himself up for. He's not here to make the numbers up, he never is. He believes he can win every event he plays in, and there's no reason why he can't.
Yeah, he's feeling good. He's won the first title of the season, the Championship League, a few weeks ago. Obviously, his opponent doesn't have the experience of playing in these major events. It was a bit of an ordeal for Lake Q. But Carter's just been professional. He's had breaks of 63, 76, and whatever this ends up as, to complete the whitewash. The wildcard matches, they can be tough, but if you can come through, and come through comfortably as he has, then, you know, you've had a match under your belt. Of course, Ding will be playing his first match tomorrow, so he's had a good workout here in the arena.
Yeah, I suppose, as you say, it's a great chance Ali's had to get his hand on the table, get used to conditions. He'll be playing Ding tomorrow, having Ding not played a game.
So Ali Carter, the winner, very comfortably in the end by 6 frames to 0. Now then, they're back, as you can see, on table 1. Si Jiahui was 2-0 up there against Tom Ford. It's now 2-2. Si in front in the next frame. There's been quite a few breaks in this one, actually. 60 and 131 from Si, and then 57 and 94 from Tom Ford. Si Jiahui was one of Jack Jones's victims in the World Championship.
He's a fantastic talent, isn't he, Si Jiahui?
Firm
That
fine.
run
Launching
to the
ball
World
frame.
semi-final the year Luca won it was sort of his breakthrough. It's incredible to think that just a few seasons ago he was competing on the Q Tour.
Well, you can see that they are resuming on table 2. Wang Xinbo having won the 4th frame, but trailing 3-1 against Mark Williams. This is the match we've been following. One thing about Williams, I mean, he did miss a couple of long reds in that last frame. He won't have been spending the interval sort of beating himself up about it. Far from it. Carry on in the same way in the second half of the match. But at least Wang, in the end, did make the most of that chance when it came along.
Yeah, I think possibly that frame just before the interval, the intensity just sort of left Mark Williams momentarily. Some of the long reds he went for, which we'd fully expect him to knock in, he missed them, which, you know, is unlike Mark, and possibly due to that just lack of intensity. But the fact that Wang did punish him in the end should hopefully just kick Mark into gear once again. You know, there's only a 2-frame difference in this match now. It could have been 4. You know, we always say how big every frame is, but this one in particular now for Wang, if he can win this and get himself back to 3-2, it not only puts Mark under a little bit of pressure, but it just gives him that little bit of confidence as well, that little bit of belief.
Nothing potted yet in frame 5. Mark Williams and Wang Zimbo back after the interval. Williams leading 3-1. It was 3-0. Wang won the 4th frame. Best of 11. Ooh, just caught that red. Wow, that was thin.
I tell you what, he's so good at that type of shot, Mark Williams. We saw him play a few like that at Championship League at the few weeks ago over in Leicester, and you know, he was moaning about his eyes at one point. There's absolutely nothing wrong with his eyes. He can find the paintwork of the ball. Oh, and another really well struck long red. They're the type of shots that give you that little bit of confidence. And that's exactly what he's looking for out there at the minute. He's looking for a little bit of inspiration, try and just kick-start something into action.
Yeah, that feels like his best shot of the day. Worth seeing again.
The first few shots of this break are key now. He's got to just try and get hold of his cue ball. Just assess the table, try and figure out the reds which could do with removing as soon as possible. The reds right of the black spot are the obvious ones, as that will open the black into a bit more of an area. Again, just got to buy his way into this break now, play a few good positional shots, find a bit of rhythm again.
4. Turn.
So that little cannon to the red just frees the pink up into this right corner as well. So he's slowly chipping away at this table, just pushing things into play. Still a bit of work to be done though. The red nearest to the right corner pocket would be a good idea to remove that soon. That will open the black spot into one pocket at least.
His highest break today, 48. That was in the last frame.
17.
I'd love to increase that here. Got him with such a good red. Just wants to make Williams think about things and understand that he's going to have to win this match. Won't be handed to him.
18.
Yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? Because it's not very often a player of Mark's calibre will just gift away chances. And on the rare occasions that maybe he does make the odd mistake, it's important that Wang capitalises on them. Of course, we saw quite the opposite at the start of this break. Quite simply a sublime long red he knocked in, screwed back for baulk colour. That was what got him this chance. Now, can he get through the gap of reds to the red to left corner? I'm not sure he can. So the cannon has gone wrong. Yeah, not quite. So the break comes to an end. 23 points to the good. He'll be disappointed that he didn't score more from that visit.
Wang Xinbo, 23.
It was the shot on the red to blue. He went too far. Left himself much more of an angle than he would have liked. Felt he had to play the cannon there.
Yeah, it looked his most promising opening so far, but
5
just
is
sort of petered out a bit.
Wang Xinbo, 4.
So this time Williams doesn't get the thin edge.
One.
So yellow to middle, down the table. Again, give everything to the pot here. The natural angle is floating this white down the business end. Don't take your eye off the pot. Yeah, good shot. Now he needs a bit of luck because it looks like he's getting the wrong cannon. Well, he's got a shot at this red down the rail,
3.
but it's not a shot we wanted to be taking on. Well, he's looking at the red just beneath the black. He feels like he can get through to it. It's very tight. You can see him having a good look. Natural angle for the cue ball to possibly run out for blue if he takes it.
Wang Xinbo, 3.
Well, he's not left Williams in, but that's 2 chances now he's had in the frame, and he's only 30 in front. It's 3-2 to Si Jiawei against Tom Ford, so it was 2-0 to Si. It went 2 each, but he's won the first after the interval. The winner there plays Luca Brissell, who was runner-up to O'Sullivan last year.
feeling that unless Wang gets a chance where they really are sitters and there's not really a lot of work to do with the cue ball, not a lot of problem solving, that he might, you know, score heavy. But that we just saw from that last visit, when there's little problems to solve, little cannons to play, you know, you can see him really sort of thinking hard, and the clogs are turning out there in the arena, him trying to figure out how to unlock the frame. He's come unstuck a few times, and that's why it's taken a couple of opportunities to sort of score a few points. But against someone like Mark, against anyone on the tour really, you've got to make those opportunities count, regardless of how difficult they are when you come to the table. So the route back to Bork down the right side is pretty dangerous. He's got to catch the reds very thin to avoid the two reds on the right side. And there's not really much option down the left side either, so Mark's found a good area for his cue ball there. And as well, these are key moments, aren't they, with the tactical exchanges, because Mark will put Wang in situations and places on the table that he's not necessarily encountered before. He's very streetwise, Mark Williams. He certainly knows his way around a snooker table. He knows how to get you in a lot of trouble. And I suppose the big question is, can Wang provide the answers?
Yeah, when Mark Williams, of course, in South Wales, which is a hotbed anyway for snooker, when he was growing up, he played adults. He didn't sort of play other kids every day. He played adults, and they didn't treat him with kid gloves. So he learned kind of the hard way, but also he learnt the all-round game from a young age.
I think that's where the game in general, particularly at grassroots, has developed and come on so much over the years. I remember growing up and playing in the clubs against all the older boys in the leagues and stuff, and that is really where you sort of learn how to play proper snooker. You know, all the sort of antics and everything that goes with it as a youngster, you have to deal with that. But nowadays there's a lot of academies about, the conditions are top class, and it's almost like you haven't sort of earned that apprenticeship, if you like, and you've not sort of come through the ranks. You're just playing top class snooker all the time. And as you say, Mark is a different challenge for him, because Mark's been there, he's done that, and he's seen it all, and he knows the game inside out. He knows how to tie you up and put you in positions that, the kids down at the academies, they don't know how to put you into them positions. And as I say, they're the answers that he's going to have to find today.
Yeah, it's ringcraft, isn't it? I think that Williams has in abundance. And also a lot of patience. As I said earlier, he won't mind if the frame's scrappy. He'll just dig in and try and get it won.
Well, it's a pretty good return from where he was. Always a difficult shot, that, when the object ball is so close to the cushion. Now, Mark just came round, had a little look at these two reds closest together. If they're close to a plant, And there was. So he's found one there, Mark Williams. Knew exactly what he was doing there, catching the red thin enough that he was always heading back towards baulk. Okay, he's had the cannon to the blue, but he's found a nice plant.
Three. Mark Williams, 3.
So just looking at this plant, the reds are quite far apart, but he's right behind it, which makes it a little bit easier. Well, he didn't really fancy it, did he? The way he played that cue ball screwing back, he could have just stunned for the black or the pink. Obviously didn't fancy it.
One.
Talk about young players, of course. Jackson Page is a bit of a
5.
protege of Mark Williams. He was just in the Championship League final, and Liam Davis as well, who just turned pro from Tredegar.
6.
Oh, that's a bad strike from Mark. He didn't hit that well at all. Potted the red thick, which meant the cue ball never really had chance of going anywhere. Good job he's got the blue hanging over the corner bag, but there's a chance to sort of open the black up and get on the 2 reds, and now he's got to play another recovery shot.
Yeah, he's on top in the match, but it's true that he started to miss a few or just make a few errors that maybe weren't there in the early frames. But this is where experience, of course, can really help you. He's finished a bit straight on this blue. Sort of battling to keep this going.
Yeah, the blue's not really a lot of value to him either if he's dead straight. I don't even think he can try and manipulate the angle on it to try and create some. The brown round the angles is the obvious choice, but much more difficult pot. Made even more difficult the fact Mark's a left-hander. Oh, he's a tall old boy, and it's going to be the brown round 2. 3 cushions into an area for the reds into left corner. The line looks pretty good. Oh, he's been so unfortunate. He may have a red past the yellow.
16.
He's been unfortunate there, Mark. The 2 reds clamped together, causing the cue ball to stick. Yeah, nicely done.
Well, it's turned into a real adventure, this break, but he's keeping it going.
Yeah, he's taken the scenic route, hasn't he, with this one? But he's still at the table. And slowly but surely chipping away at this frame, and he was looking for one good positional shot, and I think that was it, because he's perfect on this red now.
21.
He can play on the black, try and keep his cue ball close down this end of the table.
Worth saying as well, in that Championship League, he made 5 centuries. Now, the matches are very short. He played 9, basically 4-frame matches. 5 centuries is a lot in that format. So, you know, he's hit the ground running this season.
Yeah, for someone that never practices, sorry, it's pretty good going, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he does practice, but nowhere near as much as he used to, but he feels he does enough. It must be a nice position to be in when you've done everything in the sport. Then you can sort of just pick and choose how you go about things. But when, as I said earlier, when he gets out there, he wants to win as much as anybody. Well, he's really kept this going well. Yeah, I mentioned earlier that break against Tom Ford at the Tour Championship. I mean, that was...
37.
The Higgins clearance against Allen was wonderful. But the Williams break, just the
38.
difficulty of it. And again, it was a decider. It was 9 each. Absolutely sensational.
Yeah, he just finds a way, doesn't he, just to keep breaks going and win frames from absolutely nowhere. That break against Tom just stands out alone for me. That was the break of the
45.
season by a long way. Absolutely ridiculous, really. And that's what
46.
these guys can do. They can just turn it on. The magic is there. And, you know, one shot can provide a little bit of inspiration, and all of a sudden they can clear up pretty easily. And this has been a good break from Mark. 26 points to the good now. He needs this red and one more colour.
Not to be.
Mark Williams, 53.
So big moments now for Wang. He's got this red. It's very thin to this left corner, but it will cut. Nothing is safe. Yeah, nice pot. Now, how's his cue ball?
1.
Well, he's been a little bit unfortunate with where the blues come to rest. I mean, he's on the pink, but if he's not running close to the yellow, he's running away from it. And that blue is now covering the yellow. Oh, that could have landed anywhere, and it's landed really awkward. If he pots the pink to middle, he's coming down the table, and I don't think he can get far enough over to the right side to make the yellow any easier. Decision time. If he can pot the pink and get the cue ball towards that right side, he's going to be faced with a very tough yellow. The fact the cue ball come to lay on the side cushion as well really limits what he can do with this shot. He can only really drop it in. Well, it's a good effort, but he's not nice on this yellow.
7. One ship ball, 7.
Feels like a big moment in the match here. 4-1 or 3-2.
Fine miss. One
Got a
ship
bit
ball,
closer to that
4.
than I thought it might actually, but not quite far enough.
Yeah, I was going to just say that the conditions look really good, to be fair. Some of the shots that the guys have played, you can see how the cue ball's moving out there. Table looks to be running really quickly as well. You know, often the events out in China, the humidity is very high, the table and conditions can play quite heavy. Doesn't look to be the case so far this morning. You know, obviously as the day goes on through to the evening session, conditions can change,
Fine
of
miss.
course.
One ship ball, 4.
So a little standoff here, as I say, a key moment in this whole match. Williams was looking good. He missed that red, the last red with the rest. Just needed a colour off it.
It's moments like these where Wang is going to be really tested. These little tactical exchanges against one of the game's greats. So far, so good. Mark's got to hit this yellow and get it safe. Well, I think he'll take that. No, I just wonder if Mark will be tempted by this yellow. Dead weight side to side. He has gone for it. Oh, he's got very close, but not close enough. It's held in the jaws now. Can Wang get through the gap between the green and brown to see this yellow? Mark weighed up the value of that shot, felt there was value in taking it on at that pace. The green and brown were big balls to cover behind, and he was always going to be on the green to the corner pocket. So he can't get through. It's going to be a little swerve. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, goodness me, what a mistake.
Fine miss. Mark Williams, 4.
So what looked to be very key moments in this frame. It's Mark Williams who has ultimately come up with the answers.
This is the shot now, getting on this green. Which he's not done.
Oh, they're horrible little shots them, aren't they, when you're just trying to drag them in and control the pace and the line of the cue ball. Oh, dear me.
What an eventful passage of play. We said it was significant. Williams seemed to have all the advantage there, but it's turned again. Can he drop this green in and set up the chance to close to 3-2?
always looked a little bit wide, didn't it? We was right down the line of that shot. And these middle pockets, the jaws can be so sharp, an acute angle. You've got to be absolutely spot on, but he was right behind that, and that one will really hurt.
Yeah, he'll be devastated here because he's had the chances
Three.
in this frame, but Mark Williams needs the brown for a 4-1 lead. Just checking the scores, it put him 20 in front with 18 on. It feels like a closer match than 4-1, but that's the scoreline.
Oh, I'd be mightily relieved, won't he, Mark Williams? He looked for all the world there, it was going to be 3-2, and then it's game on, but at 4-1, it's a big uphill battle now.
Yeah, it's a test of composure as well after, as I say, having the chances.
Mark Williams 12.
Okay, missed the yellow swerving, but then he had the green to the middle, which he also missed. So Mark Williams relieved, as you say, and he's 2 frames away from a meeting with Judd Trump. He leads 4-1. Well, it's been a dramatic match, and that last frame, the most dramatic of them all. Now then, table 1 is Tom Ford, Si Jiahui, and Si has gone for the second time to clear 4-2. Been quite a fluid affair, this. 2 each at the interval, and Ford has not made much impact on the next 2, and Si in here in the next as well, so maybe just pulling away. Winner plays Luca Brissell, so it could be a rematch with Luca after that World semi-final last year. Remember, Si was 14-5 up in that match and lost 17-15. I think we're going to see a lot of Si Jiahui this season. They're both actually in this match at their highest world rankings, 13 for Ford, 20 for Si. But Si, of course, is the younger man, and he seems to be improving all the time, gaining more experience all the time. Of course, was runner-up last season in the German Masters. Welcome back to Shanghai. It's day 1 of 7 here. The Shanghai Indoor Stadium is the venue for the Shanghai Masters. It's the second tournament of the season. Championship League was won by Ali Carter, and he won earlier today in this event. This is the last 24 rounds, so the top 8 seeds have been seeded into the last 16. The likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan, Kyron Wilson, Mark Allen, Judd Trump, who's waiting for the winner of this match. And Mark Williams has become a big favourite again. He's 4-1 up against Wang Zimbo. A big frame, that last one, where Wang will eventually miss the green to middle, and Williams delighted to do enough to get his 3-frame advantage back. It's best of 11, he needs 2 more. On the other table, it's 4-2 to Si Jiahui against Tom Ford. And Si is quite a few in front in the 7th as well. Later on, John Higgins will be centre stage. He's top 16, he kept his place. So it is actually his 30th season in the top 16. He's never fallen out on the official list. And he plays Liu Haiqian. And we've also got Barry Hawkins against Zhou Yulong. Well, it got a bit sticky there, but Williams won the frame. 4-1 is a great lead, and he is 2 away from a meeting with Judd Trump. Well, we could just quickly drop in on table 1 just to show you Si Jiahui is actually broken down there on 59, but he's that's how much he's in front. Tom Ford walking back to his seat, not looking too happy. He left a chance here, red to far corner. So 4-2 to Si.
Frame 6.
And if he can pop
Mark
this
Williams
chance
to break.
for 5-2, in it goes. He just nudged the blue there on the break-off, but all is well. He's abandoned the old rolling into the back of them, hasn't he? Which I don't think anyone's too disappointed about.
Yeah, I can't say I'm gutted about him not playing that shot. It's, yeah, not for me.
I think he did do it for the reasons he explained, not leaving a long red on. But then when he realised it had caused absolute carnage, of course, he just carried on doing it. Because that's what he enjoys.
Yeah, I think it was the fact that no one liked it that he carried on doing it. He probably hated doing it himself, didn't he? Either way, these are big moments now for Wang. If he's got any hopes of winning this match, he's going to have to produce something special because, as we've said, he's had a few chances from Mark Williams, but he's just not been able to capitalise. He's not found his stride so far today. We know he can play. He's beat Matthew Selt, Ben Wollaston. He's had some good scalps in his very short career so far. Still only 16 years of age. But 4-1 down in a race to 6 against one of the game's greats is not an ideal place to be.
No, and now he's going to have to hit one because he could see one full, I'm sure.
5 miss. Minus 4.
So their warning's going to come, I think. And referee Zhang Tao.
Yeah, and he's going to have to get the warning in quick, isn't he? Because looks like he's gearing up to play the same shot again. Again, you only have to see a red full in the face here. You don't have to see both sides of it.
Yeah, the warning has come there.
Yeah.
Has to hit one, otherwise it's 5-1. That's the bottom line.
And I'm pretty sure he didn't realise that he could see one. I think the referee's just explaining this rule to him now. The reds can't cover a red because they're all the on ball. Well, Mark's saying no, but he can definitely get through to those reds. Yeah, the referee is just pointing to there. That's the red that he can see full in the face, regardless of the reds around it.
Well, to me, the referee's made the decision and he's got to play the shot.
Yeah, and I mean, we're pretty much right down the line of it as well, and to me, it looks clear. I can't understand what the argument is here, and the fact Mark's got up and said no, I'm quite surprised by that as well. Well, don't underhit this. I mean, whatever you do, just hit a red. Yeah, he's done well.
It is 5-2 to Sijal Wade. He's in front already in the next as well, so could be a rematch with Luca Brissell after their semi-final at the Crucible last year.
Yeah, Wang coming off the one cushion, left a
One.
little red for Mark Williams to go at, made easier by the fact he was queuing down on it and the cue ball was going away from the red. Had that been straight, the push shot could have come into play, but he's played it nicely. Now, does he go blue into the pink? He's got a couple of reds in open play that he can play for. Doesn't need to go into them, but he's got the perfect angle should he wish to. Yeah, he's tried to screw around the pack there. I'm not sure about that one. He looked perfect to just get them open at that time. It was a chance to just open things up. It's cost him because it's end of break.
Mark Williams, 6.
So it's little moments like that that Wang's just got to pick up on. Not saying Mark played the wrong shot there, because had he have missed the cannon to the pink, he'd have been perfect on the two reds above the black. But it was possibly a missed opportunity to just open the frame up. One that Mark would usually perhaps have taken.
Foul. Mark Williams, 4.
So the safety shot from Mark has presented another chance at a long red for Wang. Again, this type of shot he's got to fully commit to. Really give it everything. Oh, he got close. But again, the way he's played that shot, the pace on the cue ball was always heading back towards the baulk area, so you know, he's definitely lacking a little bit of confidence and self-belief out there. Just the execution of some of his shot selections has been visible to see how he's feeling. Oh, what a shot that is from Mark.
1.
Well, pick that one out.
Mark Williams, 1.
Yeah, then overcut the black. The fact he's taking the shots on, though, makes him dangerous from his opponent's perspective.
One.
Well, it's going to have to be the blue if he's going to continue. Big shot.
Yeah, good strike. Nice sound as well. Always pleasing to hear that as a player. He takes his time over the shots, doesn't he? He almost looks like he's talking himself out of them at times, but he struck that one nicely. And that one quite the opposite. He had to play that with a lot of pace, a lot of reverse side as well. Made that pocket very small.
Yeah, he's been inconsistent, hasn't he? He's been getting in and then losing his way. Still no significant breaks really to speak of. Gonna have to change soon. Williams still displaying patience, just trying to set up some sort of scoring chance.
And even in situations like this, when Wang is faced with a safety shot, he's got to play it in such a way that he tries to force a mistake out of Mark. Try and make Mark push the boat out. Because at the minute, Mark's happy to just keep chipping away at Reds and, you know, keeping things tight, playing the long game. He's got the advantage in this match. Doesn't need to do anything daft, whereas Wang has got to push the boat out at some point. He's got to try and make something happen. And if he can gain the upper hand through a safety exchange, which is a lot easier said than done, it gives you a glimmer of hope. Now, has he left the tempter near the pink spot to left middle? I think he has, and I can't see Mark turning this one down. He's so good at this type of shot. Well, he's missed it. Or has he? Oh, dear me. Just when your day is going bad enough for Wang, the last thing you want to see is Mark Williams getting the flukes as well.
One of the worst things about flukes is that the audience enjoy them, so they're all smiling. But Wang isn't smiling, is he?
Yeah, it's a proper sickener that when you see that as a player. Because it just looked like the red was starting to come away from the cushion as well, but there was just enough, or just little enough pace on the red to keep it in.
6.
And there again, you see how quick this table is playing. The conditions do look really good so far today. That's ran on a good few inch.
Yeah, so just rolling up to the blue.
Mark Williams, 6.
He is good, though, accepting when things go wrong. I mean, there's a few players there would have really been devastated by that, but again, patience.
Yeah, it's really difficult. It's a great attribute to have that, isn't it? Because as a player, it's so tough in those moments to just accept that it's the end of the break. You know, players are often, myself included, have tried to push the boat out at times when really all you need to do is just take your medicine, as Mark just did there. Just keep it tight. That's all down to experience, just using his experience, just fully accepting the game for what it is. You know, sometimes the balls dictate, which, to be fair, so far this afternoon, they have been. So it's been a little bit stop-start, hasn't it? Been not a lot of fluency to this match so far. But again, it just highlights how Mark is feeling and his thought process out there. Just accepts things for what they are. How much of a personality trait do you think that is, Dave? You know, a lot of players, the name that comes straight to mind is Ali Carter in that situation. He wouldn't shy away from showing you what he was feeling, and he'd be really sort of busy around the table to try and keep the break going. Mark's so nonchalant, just floats the white in behind the blue, just accepts it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different, aren't they? That's the first thing to say. So everyone is built differently as he fails to get to the Reds again here. I think that's why he's so hard to beat, actually. The fact he doesn't betray how he's feeling, the fact that he can just get on with it. Okay, it's gone wrong, I'll get you in trouble.
Yeah, and I think snooker players in general, they often give off a persona, don't they? That everyone's different again, but Mark's persona is very much laid back and this carefree approach. Look, let's have it straight. He does care. He wants to win. He's a serial winner. He wants to bury you out there in the arena, but he gives off this demeanour that he doesn't, and it can be quite intimidating, that, can't it?
Totally, yeah. It really can. Yeah, we saw last season when he came good. He came really good. That British Open, he actually got snooker in the last frame against Mark Selby, which is as rare as hen's teeth. And then, of course, he came back in the final of the Tour Championship from 5-3 down to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan, which is, you know, no easy thing, obviously. So the 2 titles he won, he really deserved to win. That's a terrific red from Wang. Would have liked a little kiss.
Yeah, great red from Wang. Played it confidently, but again, look at the pace that he's played it with. Every long red he's gone for, he's played it to land the cue ball pretty much on that baulk cushion. You know, if he just takes a fraction of pace off that, he's got yellow or brown to middle at least. Really do too much with this one, just trying to chip off the reds, get the cue ball tight on the baulk cushion if he can. And that's a pretty good pace. And he's cut off the main cluster of reds near the black spot.
Reminder, the winner plays Judd Trump, who of course won 5 ranking titles last season, including a couple here in China.
Yeah, and Judd, another player that's never lifted this title.
Another terrific long red from Mark Williams.
And that's the danger. Look at where the cue ball is. If you fail to get that cue ball into deep balk against any tour member, never mind Mark Williams, hand on table, it's unlikely that red ball was going to go anywhere other than hit the back of the leather. Yeah, and he's played that one well. It was uncomfortable there for him. Really stretching over as a left-hander, but he's played it nicely. Screwing off the reds, back out for blue, and he's got top side as well. You can see just how quick this table's running. That looked like it was going to pull up short, but he's landed perfect.
Two.
Still, though, a bit stop-start.
Williams,
It was a
2.
promising opening. It didn't come to much, so 38 in it.
Yeah, the shot from the blue was so poor, wasn't it? You know, his cue ball over that left side of the table, he wanted to be 3 or 4 feet away from where he landed. Such a mistake that from Mark Williams, one that we so rarely see from him. You know, and he has shown a few signs of emotions out there this morning. He's definitely not overly pleased with how he's performing. He's gifting away chances which, you know, for any player is not nice to do. But the difference is, so far, he's not been punished for them.
8.
No, I mean, he's sort of in no man's land here after that last shot.
I think the fact that Mark hasn't been punished that's played its part in the intensity for Mark Williams. He's certainly not been completely on it so far in this match. Been a number of times where he's been under no pressure at all, and he's played a bad one by his standards. And that's probably down to the fact maybe somewhere in the back of the mind he feels that he just isn't going to get punished. So that's where Wang is under pressure to really sort of deal that blow to Mark.
Another big blue. Yeah, nicely done. He was doing the frame there, if he missed that. But now he's got to carry on and really
14.
punish the last Mark Williams error. Just show him something here
15.
that he can recover in frames and make the most of chances.
Yeah, he needs to pop pink here, and then the red closest to the black to left corner. Just open that black up into this corner pocket, and then really the frame is pretty much at his mercy because there's nothing safe. The sooner he can just tidy up this frame, the better. Yeah, so now we can just stun the pink in, play for that red now.
Eight.
So he's got options here. He's got a little angle on this black. He can float the cue ball in for red to middle pocket. Could play it to the corner bag as well. Quick switch to right hand.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be such an issue these days, does it? Changing hands. It was
36.
once a big story.
No, he's played that well. He's absolutely perfect on this black now to just float the cue ball in
37.
across the right side of the table. And he's got options of which pocket to play the red into. He just wants to be nice on it, really, to make getting on his next colour as easy as possible. That's pretty good.
44. $45.
Well, it's a little tentative, wasn't it?
50.
Oh, he nearly
Watching
ran up
ball,
short,
50.
didn't he, on the blue? He sort of quit on it, going down for the yellow. Although he left himself the perfect angle on this yellow to get over to the green, but he's missed the yellow. So on we go.
Well, this was the ball, the green, of course, that ultimately decided the last frame. As I say, it's been a close match, really, but it could end up still being 5-1.
Mark Green was 2.
Straight away he's in trouble.
Yeah, this is where the game can just be so crippling at times. You've got the yellow there to just stun over for the green. It was a natural angle, and now he's in behind the black and in trouble. Oh, he's caught it. Where's the cue ball? Yeah, he's okay. Just Wan's body language when he was facing that yellow from the blue, he sort of knew he didn't hit it quite well, but he was still on it, and he was sort of shaking his head at the fact that he hadn't hit the blue well, and he was almost still in the mindset of the previous shot when he was playing the yellow. Didn't set himself properly for it, didn't really give it fully the concentration it needed.
Well, this time's a shake of the head from Williams. He's in a snooker himself.
Foul. And a miss. Watching ball. 5.
Yeah, big misjudgment that, the one cushion. Didn't really get close to that green. Trusting a little bit to luck here, Mark. He's trying to play this with a little bit of pace to try and get distance between cue ball and object ball after contact.
Watching ball.
Oh no, he's hit the pink. So 21 in it, 25 on.
6.
Another foul, and, well, if it's a 6-point foul, he'll need a snooker. 4-point foul, he can only tie. But equally, he's got to get the green safe.
Yeah, and the green's actually not right here because the 2-cushion escape was on for Mark. The green wants to be, or is it the pink that's moved? I think he did catch the green actually when he come down and cannoned the pink. No, I think the pink, no, that's not right. The pink was on its spot. The green needs to be over. Definitely flicked the green during that escape. Yeah, the pink was on its spot. It was the green that's moved.
Yeah. You can see the little circles, which obviously help. Well, we should do. Yeah, Mark has worked this out.
Yeah, because originally the 2-cushion escape was on the side cushion, top cushion. Mark did look at that and then opted to play the 1-cushion. So the green just wants to be slightly beyond the pink. That looks right. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. As you say, regardless though, he needs to make sure he hits this now, does Mark Williams. And he has done. Now, has he got it safe? Well, he's got a chance to pop this green into the left middle. That's all he needs.
Yeah, 21 in front, so green 24 with 22 on. Of course, he missed the green in the last frame to the other middle off its spot. Playing the snooker.
Well, I'm so surprised he's played that. Okay, he may have got the snooker, but surely you've got to play the shot to try and win the frame. Stranger things have happened in this game. That green could have gone in. As it happens, it's gone safe. So this frame is still very much alive. I just wonder if the balls will come back to hurt Wang from that shot selection. He only needed the green.
Tom Ford has pulled a frame back, so it's 5-3 to Si Jiawei on table 1. Well, he did have the chance at the green, he didn't take it on, and now this frame is out of his hands.
Yeah, and this is just a massive lack of experience from Wang because the game will crucify you at times if you don't take your opportunities. And as you say, he had that chance to the green, into the middle. I can't believe he refused it because, okay, he may have laid the snooker, he did, but you could pretty much guarantee that Mark would hit it and get it safe. The balls have a funny way of punishing you.
Wasn't the easiest brown there off the cushion, but he's knocked it in. So this feels like the big shot now. And it's not in. That is a massive reprieve for Wang
Mark Williams,
Xinbo.
7.
Yeah, and obviously it runs safe.
He's got him, as you can see.
Yeah, again, Mark just turning the screw, isn't he? Using his experience, knew that pink and black were both big target balls. Playing the side to side there. Had to catch it right, though, because he could have left the blue on.
So, just the blue needed. He would have been on the pink here, Williams. But the blue has stayed out.
Oh, yeah, it was a big shot, wasn't it? Very thin. But at that pace, it was always going to stay close to the pocket. And in it goes. So this really has been a massive reprieve for Wang, because I was sure the balls were going to punish him for that shot selection on the green to middle a few moments ago, but not to be. He's still in this game.
11.
Yeah, 4-2. So Williams still 2 away. Mark Williams will be trying to find a bit of fluency, I think. He's just all a bit stop-start at the moment. Wang Xinbo hanging on as Williams' lead is reduced to 4-2. Remember this match, best of 11. Now then, we're going to just show you some action from the other table. Si Jiawei leading Tom Ford. Well, 5-2 as we pick it up. Oh, my word. Well, that's crazy. That's crazy. Fluke of the week so far. Yeah, Tom, delighted by that.
Yeah, he's over the moon, isn't he, Tom?
But later in the frame, full length of the table double to win the frame. So he's hanging on in there, 5-3. Good match. We've heard a lot of sort of cheering and noise from that table. 5-3 to see, but not over yet. Discovery Plus has all of that live, of course. And this match on table 2 is continuing. Wang has kind of held on. And as I say, Williams, his performance just got off the ball a little bit. So it's whether he can just step it up and get the match closed out, or is it going to be a close finish? We'll find out in due course. It's one of those matches, if Williams wins, it's not a news story really at all. If he loses, it's a massive story, because obviously with the golfing experience, it would be big news if the 16-year-old could beat him, particularly having basically trailed the whole day. So 4-2 to Mark Williams. He still needs 2 to get the match won, put himself into the last 16 of this Shanghai Masters. The player's already guaranteed 10,000 in this round. It goes up 17 in the next round. So they're playing for big money. Big money, 210,000 to the winner on Sunday. Of course, it's not a ranking event, but if you're not already qualified for the Champion of Champions, it'll get you in that, and it's just a great start to the season. With so many big tournaments, of course, still to come. We'll be following it all here on Eurosport and Discovery Plus over the coming months. Good to be back with some snooker. There's been a lot of other sport on. We won't talk about all of it, but it's, as I say, good to be back with the new snooker season. Ali Carter, who won the first tournament, the Championship League, already through earlier today. He'll play Ding Junhui tomorrow. And Ronnie O'Sullivan, of course, he's the man here in Shanghai. He's won the last 4 stagings of the event. He's going to play Zhou Jinhao, another 16-year-old who fluke the last black to beat Zhang An to 6-3 in the earlier match. So what a day that's going to be for him. Still 5-3 Si Jiawei against Tom Ford, but here we go.
Firm 7. Wang
Can
Xinbo to
Wang
break.
continue the comeback?
Yeah, he's certainly still got a chance, hasn't he? He's still in the match. He wants to keep Williams away from 5 for as long as possible, ideally. When you've got that 2-frame cushion, you feel like you've still got a chance, but I just get the impression that from what we've seen so far, he's got to go through the gears a little bit more, Wang. He's got to find a bit more rhythm out there. When he gets in, he's got to be a little bit more clinical. As for Mark Williams, though, again, if he comes through this match, he's got a big meeting with Judd Trump in the next round. I can't imagine Mark will be too impressed with his own performance so far today. Started off, the first frame was pretty good, but after that, it's been, well, I would say below par for Mark Williams. He would have probably come into this game looking at it as a chance to get his hand on the table, try and find a little bit of form, you know, get used to conditions as well. All that helps him over Judd Trump, who will be playing his first match. But Mark hasn't yet done that today. Still time though, of course.
Yes, he made a 98 break in the first frame, Williams, so the signs were good, but since then it's been a little more disjointed. And Wang, his highest break is 50. Well, again, he screwed the white back for some safety, but this red is on.
One.
Yeah, nicely done. Screws the red into the middle. Played it well. So far from an easy chance, this. Black is well and truly out of commission for the time being. Pink is available into 1 or 2 pockets,
6.
but there's plenty of loose reds for Mark to chip away at.
7.
I think he'd like to finish this game on a high, wouldn't he? If he's going to come through this match, he wants to go out with a bang, just to give himself some positive thoughts going into that game against Judd Trump, should he win this game. Because as I say, a lot of the time, the players that, you know, they're looking for that performance, aren't they? And it's all well and good coming through your matches, but there's that little bit of doubt in the back of your mind if you haven't played well to come through,
13.
that perhaps you may come unstuck in the next round. Of course, it's not always like that. One day to the next can be completely different. That's the beauty of this game.
One thing's for sure, he's always been a good traveller, Mark Williams. That China
19.
Opening one here back in 2002, he actually went back-to-back with a ranking event in Bangkok, Thailand as well. So, you know, for 2 weeks he was pretty much unstoppable.
19.
Again, taking the chance to play a little holding cannon. Just try and open things up around the pink spot because, as I say, the black is well and truly out for the time being. So good at those little cannons, isn't he, in cute little areas, Mark. Just floats the cue ball around. All very controlled.
Well,
the pink respotting doesn't help. So it's going to be back up for blue or bought colour now.
$26. $29. $30.
The longer he keeps this break going, he's quite happy to leave those high-value colours tied up. Because, as I say, there are a few reds available for Mark that he can just keep chipping away. He's happy to keep going up for the blue.
35.
Just try and build a strong lead in this frame.
36. $41. 42.
Again, just look at the control from the last two shots. The blue he's played just to drift past the two reds with check side. Played it to perfection, that red, with a little bit of reverse side to get top side of blue. All these shots look very easy, but they're not. Take
47.
years of practice, developing your skills, getting a touch out there. Just makes the game so easy for you.
48.
If you're never far away from your next ball, if you're perfect on it. That's why these guys are so good. But again, that time did come up the wrong side of the blue. And without even a second thought, looking at his advantage in this frame, 48 points to the good, pink out of commission, black out of commission, and then choosing to put the blue safe as well.
Yeah, because it's gone from a match he looks certain to win to one that's more in the balance of 4-2. He's not going to give Wang any sort of gifts.
Flick on the yellow from Mark's safety shot has helped him a little bit. It's quite thin, this red now. Yeah, but he's got it. So is the cue ball going to run out past the green?
1.
No, so break is only going to come to 1. Yeah, he's doing the right thing here, just having a little look at his options because he can promote the yellow, which is currently safe. Nestling up in behind the green isn't necessarily of much value. Bring that safe yellow off and still leave the cue ball pretty tight to the cushion.
Wang Xinbo, 1.
Yeah, I mean, there were 4 safe colours there, so at least he's got one off the cushion. Looks like Si Jiahui is going to get the job done against Tom Ford, who needs snookers there in the 9th frame. So barring that, it's going to be 6-3 to Si Jiahui.
And C will not be on Tom Ford's Christmas card list because they've played a few times before and Tom is yet to beat Si Jiahui. And every time they've played, Si Jiahui just never misses against him.
I think he's a big occasion player, isn't he? And it's going to be a fascinating sort of rematch with Luca Purcell. Just over a year on from that very, very dramatic semi-final at the Crucible. You can hear the applause. That's match is done. So 6-3 to Si Jiahui. You say it's all over bar the shouting. Well, there was the shouting.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? The atmosphere is incredible. And having someone like Si Jiahui in the draw for the next round can only be a good thing for the event. Still very young himself, fantastic talent, home support as well. And this is where it's so tough to try and create an opening from someone like Mark Williams. Happy to leave the 3 reds safe on the side of the table was Mark, and then just choosing to put another one safe. Every time you come to the table, you just feel like you've got no option. You know, it can be quite easy to sort of lose your rag out there and, you know, have a lack of patience. Try and just force the issue. Well, it's created an opening because that's a mistake from Mark Williams. That was a poor safety shot. Again, trying to be quite delicate, catch the red thin, keep them safe.
Yeah, it looks a bit more promising now, this table. Black and pink available. A couple of reds out in the open. So he can certainly get back into the frame. But 47 behind, he's left a chance at this red. Williams needs a couple of reds here.
One.
Well, absolute granite. The black would have been in the way of the red off the pink to the left corner, so he just puts the brown safe. Sort of rocking the frame to sleep.
Yeah, and that perhaps tells us how Mark Williams is feeling as well. You know, he's not happy to take any liberties out there. He's showing a lot of respect to his opponent, which is good to see. Because yes, he's 4-2 in front in this match. Still a heavy favourite to come through, of course, but anything can happen out there. And he's being a proper professional here.
Well, it's been a bit of a masterclass, hasn't it? He got in front and then he just controlled things. Good red with balls safe. There was less pressure on it. That black should make it 5-2. It's one of those frames that, you know, wasn't heavy scoring, but he was firmly in control of it all the way through.
9.
So he's going to need one more frame to set up that all left-handed affair with Judd Trump. Trump has just, he misses that, but
Mark Williams, 9.
57 to the good, 43 on. Yeah, Wang has seen
End the
enough.
frame.
So as I say, it was a frame where Williams got in front and then just controlled things nicely. 5-2, and he needs one more for victory. Well, I did tell you that Si Jiawei had won, and we can just show you how that ended. Yeah, he was 2-0 up, he went 2 each, but then he pulled away to 5-2. He just seems to enjoy the big occasion, which of course is, makes such a difference. Likes being out there on centre stage. And he will take on Luca Brissell in the last 16 of the Shanghai Masters. Mark Williams hoping to take on Judd Trump. I was just about to say there that, of course, Trump's just edged in front on the all-time ranking titles, 28, Williams 26. Big numbers, regardless of who's in front.
Yeah, that's the beauty of these events, isn't it? You know, the Shanghai Masters, you get the top 16 players, they're all big hitters. You know, there's never going to be a bad game here, so very competitive. And that's what the best players in the world want to do, isn't it? They want to play against the best players, test themselves, see where the game's at. And if you win a title where the best players are involved, you've fully earned it.
So we're underway in frame 8. Mark Williams hoping it's the last frame. He leads 5-2 against Wang Zimbo.
Just wonder if now his back's up against the wall, Wang, whether he can just relax a little bit more. For me, he's looked a little bit stressed so far today. Just, you could see his demeanour around the table, his body language at times. He just doesn't really fill you with a lot of confidence. But it's been a big moment for him, big occasion. Be nice to see him just show some battling qualities here. Try and fight his way, keep his hopes alive in this match.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of the safety battle, Williams has been far superior, so maybe just have a go if he gets a chance at one. Try and loosen up a bit.
Yeah, I think that's been the key, really, hasn't it? He's almost tried to outfox Mark Williams at times, which, you know, is a pretty pointless task, really, because he's one of the greats, isn't he? But I think, you know, play to your strengths, Wang. He's obviously a brilliant scorer. We've seen some of his stats from previous matches that he's won as a wild card on the World Snooker Tour. He can score when he gets in, and that's obviously his strength. He's a young player, aggressive player, and as you say, it'd be nice to just see him throw his arm at a few here and try and get something going.
Well, there's a red to go at here. Well, he's trying to hold for the black and he's missed the red, so let's see how costly that will be. Quite a delicate shot he's played, or tried to. Bit lucky to leave Williams hampered. Yeah,
to be fair, can't fault Wang for playing that shot there on the red, trying to just drag the cue ball and hold for the black. It was the big shot. It was the tougher shot to play, of course. You know, if you play that red at a bit more pace, you probably don't miss it. But he would try to take the opportunity there to get nicely in amongst them. Can't fault him for that.
Well, despite being hampered, Williams has spotted that red, so let's see how far he gets here as he attempts to push himself over the winning line.
Six.
What Mark would do for a one visit here, just to see himself off in this match.
7.
Just give himself some positive thoughts going into that game against Judd Trump. Because, you know, if Judd's been watching this match, which I'm sure he'll have had one eye on it, he'll probably be quite pleased with how he's seen Mark perform so far today.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tournament, of course, only with 2 tables. There's no sort of back tables. No one's hidden away, so every performance is there centre stage.
I suppose you could look at it one of 2 ways, can't you? You know, it's energy conservation for Mark, get the job done kind of thing today, and that's what it's been. You know, he's played the right shots at the right times and he's kept it tight. He's kept Wang under a lot of pressure and, you know, asked Wang to push the boat out and answer the questions. He's not been able to, so I suppose Mark's not really been tested. But as a player, you do still want to put a performance in.
13.
So I suppose it can work both ways.
4.
Yeah, he's here to do a job, but I'm sure he will feel he's going to have to up his levels against Trump if he does come through. Going to be a fascinating match, that. Because we've not seen Judd Trump since Jack Jones beat him in the quarterfinals of the World Championship. Whole narrative around the Crucible was it's going to be O'Sullivan,
21.
Trump, the 2 players of the season in the semis. Well, it wasn't. It was Bingham v Jack Jones.
Yeah, it was incredible, wasn't it? The whole
22.
World Snooker Championship campaign was just, from start to finish, just so gripping. You know, there was storylines left, right, and centre. You couldn't predict it in the end. Obviously, Kyron Wilson coming through, winning his first world title. Of course, he'll be here in action. That this event, you know, was the event that really sort of kick-started Kyron's career, wasn't it? So it'd be great to see him back here as world champion.
Yeah, he's going to play either Barry Hawkins or Zhou Yunlong. Meanwhile, Wang Zimbo just watchful here, wondering if he's going to get back to the table. Yeah, he played the big shot, fair enough, but it could be costly. And Mark Williams, as you say, would love to just end with a nice one visit to put the match to bed. Because certainly at 4-2, you know, it was getting close. And a couple of close frames. He won one, he lost another one. So, I mean, it could have been 3-3.
34.
Yeah, absolutely. Had Wang had been just that little bit more clinical when he got in, it could have been a completely
35.
different storyline. But, as all great players do, Mark's found a way. It's not been pretty at times. It's been quite granite, in all fairness. He's got the job done, bar any daft mistakes in this frame, because the balls are absolutely
42.
perfect for him here. 5 reds really in open play that will be more than enough for Mark to get over the line. That's a poor shot he's played there. He's gone much too far for the black. Quite thin now, having to play a cannon, and it's made the difference. Mark's played a couple of that type of shot so far today that, under no pressure whatsoever, just lost his cue ball out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's annoyed. He's annoyed. It's not the miss, it's the previous shot to leave himself low on the black. So, Wang does come back to the table.
Yeah, it just come completely out of the blue, didn't it? Cue ball just drifted on. You can see Mark in his chair. He's, you know, he's not shying away from letting us know how he's feeling. He's disgusted with that one, and I'm not surprised, because it was a big, careless mistake. And there has been a couple of them so far today. Wang needs to step up now, try and grasp this opportunity. It's do or die for him.
9.
I think it's worth reiterating as well, you know, still only 16 years of age, Wang. He's got the world at his feet, if you
16.
like. He's obviously an exceptional snooker player. Doing it out there in the big arenas is, you know, what sorts the best from the rest, I suppose. But he's going to have lots of experience playing in these big events in the years to come.
17.
Well, this is now a good chance. He's got all the reds in play. So it's about composure, really.
$24.
He's got to
25.
not look too far ahead here. He's probably looking at the table and thinking, oh, this is a great chance to win this frame. It's important, I know, cliche as it is, that he just takes one ball at a time because, you know, his rhythm hasn't quite been there so far today, and he just needs to make absolute certain of every pot at the minute. Just keep himself
32.
going, keep himself at the table, keep chipping away at the score, and before you know it, you've got frame ball. Just doesn't want to play anything daft here. Just keep it nice and easy.
33. $40. $41.
So this is probably the key shot in this little clearance for Wang. Needs to find
48.
himself a nice angle on probably the pink to get nice in behind that red.
49.
Would love to be able to just sort of screw across the face of it for the red into the left middle pocket. Yeah, didn't quite have enough angle to do that, so it's going to be red to corner now. So, big shot.
55.
Doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball. Just put all your efforts into potting this red. And he's going to be on the pink if it goes in. Just needs to steady himself. Yeah, very well played.
Yeah, this is his highest break of the match, and certainly he has looked composed in making it. So now just got to put it away. The pink will put him 19 in front, so yellow and green as well. And Mark Williams was going well, but he just left himself that little cut back black, which he missed. And he was
62.
annoyed as he went back to his seat.
Yeah, this has been brilliant from Wang, really showing us his battling qualities, digging deep here when it matters most. This to keep his hopes alive in this game, and again, lay a marker down to Mark Williams that if you make a mistake, I am going to punish you.
Yes, every credit to him. Very
67.
assured contribution, this.
Yeah, brilliant.
71.
16 years of age, he's showing a lot of heart here. Great to see. It's not easy to do this out in the arena. You know, he's probably feeling a little bit depressed about how the day's gone so far, but he's still in it. And this will give him a lot of confidence.
82.
Yes, Wang just illustrating what a terrific talent he is with this break. With his back to the wall, he's produced something special. Very nicely done. A clearance
89.
of 89
And the frame.
from Wang Jimbo to keep the match alive. Mark Williams had the chance, he didn't take it, and his lead is cut to 5-3. Yeah, and it's not just winning the frame, it's how he did it when that one chance came. I mean, he must have thought he played his last shot, but he was ready to take it. So Williams knows you've got to cut out little unforced errors that have just crept into his game here and there. Yeah, that was the black that he missed. As I say, he wasn't happy, but even less happy when Wang, of course, cleared up.
Yeah, he took them well, didn't he? He had to play a few little cannons, open the table up. And yeah, it was a well-constructed break in the end.
We're a couple of hours away from the evening session, Shanghai time. John Higgins, another class of '92 legend, will be up against Lu Haiqian, and Barry Hawkins against Zhou Yulong, the other match you can watch on Discovery Plus. But this isn't done yet. So the break was 89 from Wang Jimbo, and by far his highest of the day to close the gap to 5-3. Mark Williams still one away, but it was how he won that frame that was significant. Just in the end, needing the one chance when it came along. Mark Williams was looking good, 43 in front, couldn't close it out.
Yeah, and what it does is it gives Mark Williams a little bit to think about, doesn't it? Because it's been pretty plain sailing for Mark, although he's not played his best snooker. He's just dealt with the occasion better. Just took his chances and chipped away at the frames. It's not been pretty, but it looked like he was about to get the job done there. But what a mistake he made to land low on the black and have to play that little recovery shot. And it was so important that Wang capitalised on that opportunity, and he did do.
Yeah, makes it very interesting, I think, now. Not that it's anything Williams, of course, hasn't seen before. Still favourite, but this next frame is interesting. Certainly if Wang were to win it, then suddenly it is close.
Frame 9. Wang Jimbo to break.
So 5-3 to Mark Williams. It was 5-2. Ooh, but when you made it such a great break, that's the last thing you want to do, is catch the blue of the break-off.
Oh, that is such an error early on in this frame, because he's left the red for Mark straight away, and it was the last thing he wanted to do. Gift Mark Williams an early opportunity to sort of right the wrongs from that previous frame. So Mark looking to get the blue straight back on its own spot as quickly as possible, but feels the red would be hampering him somewhat, so choosing the yellow instead. Struck it nicely, struck it very well.
Yeah, and as I say, he's seen everything in this game. I mean, that last world title he won in the final session, John Higgins made a series of unbelievable breaks against him, clearances, and, you know, in theory he was bang under pressure, but he didn't show it. He just responded. He could have won 18-15, but shrugged it off and won the next frame.
Yeah, the thing that stands these guys apart from the rest is mindset, isn't it? Because, you know, everyone can play the game, we can all make 100 breaks, but doing it out there in the arena and when the heat is on, you know, things don't always go to plan out there, but mindset is so key. It's very easy to be consumed by negative thoughts out there in the arena, but Mark Williams is one of the best of just sort of brushing it aside and, you know, cracking on with the next frame. And, okay, he was gifted this early chance from Wang's poor break-off. But again, straight away, back in and looking like he's found a good bit of rhythm again, Mark. So purposely left himself low on this red at the back of the pack, the one that's the detached.
18.
Be going into the reds, bringing some into play. Well,
19.
he's just pushed the one into the open. Didn't try and play that with too much pace and risk losing the cue ball. Got such an inviting pack to go into from the pink. May have just come up a tad
26.
straight on this red. Yeah, so he couldn't get top side, so he
27.
needs to play one good shot here. Just to navigate his cue ball in and out of balk. Now this really is key.
33.
This is the last of the loose reds. He needs a good angle to get into the pack.
$34.
Brilliant attempt. Now how's his luck? He's got a red. A little bit trickier than he would have liked.
39.
Didn't quite catch the pack as thick as he would have liked. But again, just gets down and knocks them in, doesn't he?
40.
Fantastic shot. Now you can see the crowd in the background. They've all got the phones out videoing this, and rightly so, because, you know, you're witnessing one of the greats of our game. It's a privilege to be in his company. They're all absolutely loving it.
$45.
Well, he was 43 in front in the last frame and broke down, and here 45 and
Mark
misses that red.
Williams, 45.
Yeah, you can see it's finished awkward.
Oh, that's a big mistake. I was going to say, it was looking like there's a couple of reds that are close to a plant in the middle of this pack, which is why Wang chose to play the containing shot. They were close, and Mark's got it.
One.
Couldn't get back to balk there, Wang, because he would have left that plant for Mark, but getting the double kiss left it anyway, and now surely this could be close to the end for Wang in this match. He's battled hard. He's not put in a performance, you know, that he probably would have liked. He's had to really scrap his way through some of the frames, but he showed some real heart and fighting qualities in that last frame to pinch it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was 3-0 down and hadn't really done much in those 3 frames. You sort of thought 6-0 was a possibility, but he has fought hard. It's all been experience for him. He's just got to now just focus here in case there is another chance. But it's going to have to come very soon.
11.
Yeah, he needs another red, so he's going to have to come with the next 2 shots. Well, he's on this red, I think. As I say, it will leave Wang
17.
needing snookers. It's been a great experience for him, of course, to play Mark Williams. And it was a terrific 89 he made in that last frame.
18.
But as he's done on so many occasions in his career, Mark Williams finds a way. He's found a way to come through today. Okay, there's been a few errors, but he's into the next round.
Yeah, Mark Williams, I don't think minds sort of how he wins. He's started with a 98. Been a few tactical frames, close frames. He just wants to get to 6 and set up a meeting with Judd Trump. A tasty
24.
one in the last 16. Well, there's no way back from here.
Mark Williams 24.
So Mark Williams then, the 3 times world champion, starting the new season at number 9 in the world rankings, gives a thumbs up to the crowd. He didn't have it all his own way. 16-year-old Wang Xinbo made things difficult at times, but it's Williams who wins 6-3. And as I say, he'll play in a couple of days' time Judd Trump, which will be one to savour. So we've had 4 results. Of course, we did have one upset. Zhou Jinhao, one of the wildcards, beat Zhang Anda, but Ali Carter through. Si Jiawei beating Tom Ford. He's not a big